There's an incredible story that's told that one time the great tzaddik, Reb Shalom of Probisht, was by his father-in-law, the great tzaddik Reb Nachum of Chernobyl. And it was Erev Rosh Hashanah. It was the last mincha of the year. And I think many of us can relate. That last mincha on Erev Rosh Hashanah, that last mincha of the year, is such a powerful mincha. It's a powerful mincha because the truth is, deep down, for many of us, we try to redeem all of the earlier minchas, right? All of the previous minchas of that year. All of the times that I davened without kavanah, that I davened without concentration. All of the time that I davened without really giving too much thought to what it is that I was doing. I tried to redeem all of that in that last Shmona Esrei, in that last mincha of Erev Rosh Hashanah, the last mincha of the previous year, or of the present year, before I go into the new year. I want to use that to lift up all the other tefillos. So as a young man, Reb Shalom of Probisht, again it was by his father-in-law, Reb Nachum of Chernobyl, was getting ready. And he went to the mikvah and he was ready. And he walked into the Beis Medrash of the Chernobler. He went and talked to the Beis Medrash of his father, Reb Nachum, and he's already daven Shmona Esrei. And he sees his father-in-law davening with such incredible kavanah. And he sees the tears streaming down Reb Nachum of Chernobyl's face. And he sees the Hasidim swaying back and forth in silent devotion. And so Reb Shalom of Probisht takes his 3 steps back, his 3 steps forward. He begins his Shmona Esrei. And from the beginning, he struggles with it. He can't muster up enough kavanah in the bracha of Avos. Okay, maybe I'll get the Slach Lanu Avinu Ki Chatanu. Forgive me, my father, for I have sinned. Still no kavanah. Bracha after bracha after bracha, Rav Shalom of Probisht is trying over and over to generate the requisite kavanah, the requisite concentration, appropriate for this last Shmona Esrei of the year, and yet he can't do it. He finishes Shmona Esrei, and he feels so dejected and so tzibrach and so broken and so devastated. It's terrible feeling in general when you daven without kavanah. Sometimes you have a situation where you daven and then you're not even sure, did I daven or not? And you say to yourself, oy vavoy, what does it mean if I davened and I don't even know, I don't even remember, did I daven, did I not daven? It's always a terrible, empty feeling to know that I let an opportunity to dialogue with HaKadosh Baruch Hu go by without any type of meaning, any type of depth. But this was the last mincha of the year, the last Shmona Esrei of the current year. And again, Reb Shalom was so intent on maximizing it. And yet, he couldn't go ahead and eke out, he couldn't squeeze out one little morsel of kavanah. So he's sitting in the Beis Medrash, all upset, all dejected, truly sad, wondering, what does this mean for my relationship with Hashem? What does it mean for the past year? What does it mean for the present year, for the future year? And just then, his father-in-law, again, the great tzaddik Reb Nachum of Chernobyl, comes out of his study, comes out of his room. He goes over to his son-in-law and he said, what did you do during your Shmona Esrei? And Reb Shalom is so embarrassed because he thinks to himself, even my father-in-law saw that I didn't daven with kavanah. Even my father-in-law saw that I apparently didn't put enough effort. See, here he's giving me musar. So Reb Shalom is getting ready to say, I tried, it wasn't so good. Before he get another word, Reb Nachum says, my dear son-in-law, my dear Reb Shalom, do you understand the ra'ash, the noise that your Shmona Esrei made in Shamayim? He said, in the middle of my Shmona Esrei, in the middle of Reb Nachum says, as I was davening, my Shmona Esrei was interrupted by the commotion happening amongst the malachim. My Shmona Esrei was interrupted by the commotion happening by the Beis Shammai, the celestial court. The whole heavens were turned upside down by the incredible, beautiful, and overwhelming tefillah that you davened. The entire fate of Klal Yisrael was shifted. The scales were shifted because of the beautiful tefillah, the beautiful mincha that you uttered. And of course, Reb Shalom of Probisht sitting there, dumbfounded, wondering to himself, how could it be that what felt like a totally meaningless prayer had such a profound celestial effect? And of course, the lesson that Reb Nachum of Chernobyl was teaching us is that in the eyes of the Ribono Shel Olam, it is the effort that we expend that makes all the difference. Do you know why the Shmona Esrei of Rav Shalom of Probisht made a difference in Shamayim? Do you know why it caused the rash, it caused the noise in the celestial court, in the celestial abode? Because Rav Shalom tried. Because he tried, because he put in the effort, because he was literally again trying to go ahead and squeeze out any little bit of kavanah. Now, he looked at it, he was unsuccessful. He was unable to generate a moving prayer experience. But Klabe Shmayo, In the eyes of the Ribbon Shalom, the tefillah was a resounding success for one simple reason. Reb Shalom tried. And when he failed, he tried again. And when he failed, he tried again. And he kept trying over and over and over to the last word of his Shemona Esrei. And even though he felt like there was absolutely no kavan associated with this tefillah, in the eyes of the Ribbon Shalom, it was a resounding and incredible and overwhelming success. And dear friends, what an incredibly profound lesson for us. So many times in life we give up on things because they don't materialize the way we thought they would. Or maybe I don't get the feeling, I don't get the high, I don't get the excitement, I don't get the geschmack. I don't feel like the initiative, the mission, the dream really materialized the way that I thought or I thought it should. And so I feel like a failure. But just understand, in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, success is measured by one thing: effort. And if you know that you put the effort into making your dreams materialize, and if you know that you put in the effort to actualizing your goals and aspirations, then in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in the eyes of the Beis Din Shema, the heavenly court, in the eyes of the celestial sphere, in the eyes of the Malachim, you are the greatest success. All HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks of us on Erev Rosh Hashanah, on Rosh Hashanah, and every other day of the year is just to try. And if we try, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you are already wildly successful in my eyes. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.